Hi guys, and welcome to part 4 of my Rails 8 chat app series. Today, we dispatch again. And if you haven't watched part 1 or part 3, where we dive into dispatching, here's a quick refresher. The stimulus reference has a clean, simple example for copy to clipboard. The clipboard controller is bound to an outer div, along with an effects controller. The data action listens to the button's event. So when clipboard hash.copy is triggered, it dispatches. Hey, effects flash, I've got some details for you. The receiving controller picks it up and logs the message. Simple, right? Now, if your controllers aren't on the same element, you can add data action to the element where the receiving controller lives. And if the receiving controller isn't a parent or they're not on the same element, you add @window to your dispatch. Just a way to make sure your message gets delivered. Neat, right? They also explain the optional second parameter for dispatch, like using cancelable, but that's outside of my user story today. Let's take a look at how copy to clipboard works in Raindy. Aside from some naming differences, it should look familiar. The effects controller becomes my helper's flash controller. The data action is bound to the wrapper div. The button triggers clipboard copy. Nice and tidy. The clipboard scored controller.js follows my usual structure. Sections, naming, ordering, all in place. The copy method is async, so I can catch errors if something goes wrong. It then dispatches the copy event with the content. That was the easy part, Grin. Now I want to show a flash message saying the chat name was copied, and for that, I use the existing flash alert implementation. Let's quickly recap. In the ChatsController, the update action sets a flash success message. Wait, now that I look at it, I'm catching errors in my clipboard controller. But in update, there's no error handling. I never needed it before because the update always succeeded. But okay, let's test an error. I comment out the success path and focus on triggering an error. Now, when I press escape, as a typical user would, the dreaded content missing turbo hint appears. Time to debug. 1. First, comment out the blur listener. I need DevTools access without it auto-submitting. 2. Check the DOM updates. Oh wow, there it is. In the TurboStream update error partial, I accidentally replace the chat's turbo frame with the edit form itself. Yeah, no, that should be an update, not a replace. Fixed. Done. Back to the missing flash alert. Since I already used TurboStreams for dialog flash messages, I reused that approach here. Fix that too. And while I'm at it, the create and destroy actions also deserve proper error handling. So now you'll find 2 destroy paths in the controller. One that handles errors gracefully, and another that raises active record not destroyed. Up to you which one fits your project better. Whew, what a detour. And proof that even with tons of tests, something will always sneak past. Grin. Back to our main story, copying the chat name to clipboard. As mentioned, the update action sets a flash success message. This uses the shared flash messages.arb partial, which calls the flash alert method from application helper.rb. So, how do we get that from JavaScript? We dispatch the chat name or error to the stimulus flash controller, and that controller should display an alert, just like the one rendered by the helper. One idea: add a template to the DOM, clone it, and insert it. But I want to use the same flash alert helper from Rails. So I added a simple create action in a new flash messages controller that processes a posted flash type plus message and returns the rendered TurboStream partial. Yes, I know, flash everything. Flash controller, flash helper, flash partial. Still with me? The flash controller.js looks familiar. We receive the event detail, extract content and any error flag, and log it. Then we call send flash. That's where the magic happens. We grab the CSRF token, post the flash type and message to /flash messages, and get back a TurboStream response. Then we call JS_turbo.renderStreamMessage response to replace the hashed flash messages div with the freshly rendered alert from Rails. Voila! Flash messages now behave exactly like in the rest of the app. Now the fallback. The fallback flash alert builds a minimal HTML structure that mimics what the server would have sent in case the request fails. I'm not sure I love having 2 separate paths for rendering alerts. Feels like a maintenance pain. So let me ask, how do you handle this scenario? Leave a comment if you've got ideas. Now let's test it. In the browser, Clipboard and Flash controllers are connected. Click the copy button. Clipboard's #copy logs the chat name. Flash #send flash posts it to the server. Turbo replaces the Flash message div. It works. Well, except the chat name I copied has 3 heart emojis and totally throws off my terminal logs. But hey, some love while coding never hurts. Let's test the fallback. I manually trigger a 403 forbidden from the server. Click copy, and boom, error alert shows up. Nice. I leave you with this. Let's build beautifully. Thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Feel free to check out the repo. Maybe try writing tests for the ChatsController error paths or for the new Flash Messages controller. As always, greetings from Hamburg, Andy.